Okay, so I very much regret what I have just done. I just sat through and watched all of a terrible series that I will never get the 4 hours of my life back for watching. I just finished watching Chicago Party Aunt, however you want to say it. Oh boy, that show is not good at all. It is another adult American comedy that is unfunny, so it can't even stand on its own by being called a comedy. The animation is very dull and boring, and it is another series, a part of a trend of something that I very much hope doesn't continue. Um, the series is based off of a Twitter account called Chai Party Aunt. um, this is something I noticed that started happening over the summer is that there was a movie called Zola, which I heard was actually pretty good, that was based off of someone's story that they posted on Twitter, and then that became its own movie. And this is more or less the same sort of circumstances that a Twitter account that posted things ended up being developed into a full animated series on Netflix. And Netflix, this is your third strike. Stop making these kinds of shows. You made Hoops, you made Paradise PD, and now you've made this. All three of these shows are not funny and they don't look great. That you have the ability. You've gotten studios to make really good animation for you, like The Great Pretender. That is a top tier animated thing. You've also had Castlevania made, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of Tresse, it's still better than this. Stop making these terrible series. But let me focus more on Chicago Party On, since that's the whole purpose of me making this. I decided to watch the show on a whim because I was watching a video essay by JXE, and he made a video on the terrible HBO Max animated adult comedy The Prince, and he mentioned Chicago Party On. And I was like, you know what? I remember seeing that trailer. It's probably bad. I can make a funny video about this, but it was a terrible decision. I regret deciding to watch this video. Watch this show. I can't even talk because I am upset. Whew, it is so unfunny. Some of the comedy in this show is that they'll say something earlier in the episode and then they'll say it again at the end of the episode, and that's it. That's the joke. That there's no punchline, there's no extra action that happens. There's literally a scene where the Diane, our protagonist, the Chicago Party Aunt herself, her sister comes into her apartment and she sees that she's asleep on the couch with a skirt on, and she's like, ugh, wear some underwear. And then at the end of the episode, literally she sits down in a cafe with the same skirt on, and someone looks at her and goes, ugh, wear some underwear. That's it. That's the whole joke. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. They just said that she's gross because, I guess apparently her her lady bits don't look that great, but it's not funny. There's no joke there. All of the characters are completely shallow. They never really develop over the course of the season. They're all just the same. Diane is the crazy wild aunt who gets drunk all the time and acts unconventionally. Her sister is, I don't remember her sister's name. It doesn't matter what her sister's name is. Her sister is just a white mom Karen who can sometimes turn into a Chicagoan, I guess is the joke that was supposed to go there, is that like her true nature comes out and then she gets like a Chicago accent and acts more like Diane, but sure, whatever. Her husband is a pussy. Her Diane's sister's husband is a pussy. That's it. That's his whole character. He's just a pussy. His son is gay and a pussy. That's his character right there. That sums it up for you. He's gay and a pussy. That Daniel is his name. It doesn't matter. Don't watch the show. I'm telling you, don't watch the show. Ooh. She has two coworkers, Diane, our protagonist. One of them is Black Woman, and the other one is Weird Foreign Lady. That's it. That's all the development that they have. They even do a semi-racist joke in it because there's a point where they have some random famous person, I don't even remember who it was, that's doing a promotional video at the hair boutique that they work at, and Diane goes, why is he rapping? And then the black woman goes, that's not rap. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing. Cool. Diane's boss at the hair boutique is a gay black man who is oh right, I forgot he's from New York, so he's also got a pretentious attitude, and someone who is from New York myself. Not all New Yorkers have a pretentious attitude, so a little offended by that. Not really, but just still, oh my god. Um, bad show, very bad show. Yeah, I'm a pops from regular show now. I wasted 4 hours of my life watching the show, not getting that back ever. It is a damn shame. Uh, Apparently, all the people who made this show are Chicagoans themselves, and apparently the Twitter account, because I was reading an article, the Twitter account resonates with people from Chicago. So maybe if I was from Chicago, I would have a better appreciation for this show. But as I am someone who was originally from New York, who has watched this show and just looked at it based off of its own credentials, it wasn't good. Not no, 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 no. Oh, no, not good. Also, I am sick and tired of all these adult animated comedies looking like offshoots of Rick and Morty and Bob's Burgers, and they just all look the same. Seriously, there's so much you can do with animation that looks so beautiful. I'm sick of it. Like Star Trek Lower Decks looks the same. Paradise PD, Hoops, The Prince, all of these shows look the same. It's just that Hollywood mentality of, oh hey, this one show was successful, so now all of them have to look this way. Even shows that I think are good, like the animated series Final Space, which I highly regard, that still has the same kind of look. It does what it can to vary itself from it, but it still has the same kind of look. And I'm just like, why do all of these series have to look the same? Seriously. Uh, what else is wrong with this show? This Chicago party aunt show. Um, all of the episodes are very over the top, I guess, but nothing really matters. You can tell what's going to happen from a mile away a lot of the time, and it's just not engaging in the slightest bit. Like, it'll just be a setup for something. Like, it'll be, hey, this character said this thing, and then, oh, the opposite happened. Then it's like, ah, I see, because the opposite happened, it's supposed to be funny. But no, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Or a joke that they did twice throughout the course of the entire show is that Diane would be complaining and just going off about the fact that her boss from New York, Gideon, is terrible and blah blah blah, and she'll just keep talking about him, and the camera will pan back, and then Diane's like, oh, he's standing behind me, isn't it? It's like, it wasn't funny the first time, but she did it a second time, and now I'm upset. Also, there's something that I feel like they should have taken a lot more seriously, is that there's an episode where Diane outs her boss Gideon to his mother. Like, she reveals that he's gay to his mother, and that's it. He gets kind of upset about it, but they never really address the fact that, like, this huge part of his life got revealed to his mother because he's just a minor side character. So they just kind of move over it. Like, he's upset with Diane. He's like, yeah, Diane, we can't be friends. And they kind of reconcile at the end of the episode, but then it's like, that's it. We're done. And yes, I understand I've been spoiling this entire show throughout this whole video, that I'm just rambling right now, but I don't care because this show is terrible, and I'm sorry for the people who worked on this show. I'm sure you could probably make something better, but as of right now, from just this show alone, no, 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 no. But back to the fact that I'm spoiling the whole show. I don't care. Like I said, not a good show. You shouldn't watch the show. I'm telling you not to watch the show. And even if you don't take my criticism highly and you're gonna watch it anyway, you'll see when you finish the show that I wasn't lying to you. Oh, oh dear. Like, I just I don't understand. Like, Netflix, you make some decisions that I can't agree with. You cancel such good shows, and then you make garbage. Like, I am not okay with that. Was a fantastic show. I really liked that show, and then you canceled it. Granted, I know there was probably more reasons behind you canceling the show because of the pandemic and everything happened, but like, it's still Altered Carbon. That's another great show that you had on there. Canceled. Like, it's just, you cancel really good, genuinely good things for these cheap, bad things to make, and it's just, stop, please. I would just like to watch something good. Like, I like your streaming service, Netflix. I pay for it all the time. Just stop making stuff like Chicago Party on. And the thing is, it's not even called season one, it's called part one, which makes me think that there's going to be a part two that's already in production. Because most of the time, when you have something that says season, that's like, all right, potentially that's it. But when something is part, that implies that it's a fraction of the entire product. So I'm kind of scared that this already has a second season that's in the works, or a part two that's in the works. And I very much don't want that. But oh man, what else? What else did this show do that was just oh, it has a lot of gross out humor that just isn't funny. I don't understand why they think adults like to see gross things in their media, and that just makes it funny, because it very much doesn't. Like, yes, you can utilize gross out humor to be funny, but that doesn't make it funny. Like, there's an episode, like I think it's the second episode of the entire show. Diane's nephew Daniel ends up getting a job cleaning bird poop off of this barge, and it's like, ahaha, look at Daniel, he's covered in bird poop, because earlier in the episode he had a job walking dogs, and he was like, I stepped in crap, I don't want to walk dogs and clean up crap. And then literally he has a job where all he has to do is clean up crap, and he got covered in more crap. And I'm just like, this isn't funny. Like, it's gross, sure, but it's not utilized in a funny way in the slightest bit. Uh, uh, yeah, Chicago party aunt. Ugh.